Yesterday, what we have discussed, you just brief me. I already told you what I have discussed in the yesterday class. हाँ बोलो. हाँ 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 Okay. Sit down. You sit down. You sit down. Sit down. Sit down. At least you opened your mouth and you're trying to say something. Chappakalra, what we have discussed yesterday. Now I have given a recap. Yes or no? I have given a recap. So based on this recap, what is the difference between lymphatic capillary and blood capillary? Permeability. What it is? Permeability is the functional difference. Permeability is the functional. Now, what is the structural difference? More. It has more valves when compared to a lymphatic vein and lymphatic capillary. Lymphatic capillary. But again, don't say lymphatic vein. Okay. Understand? So you bring your concentration into class. Bring your concentration into class. Try to understand. There is a clear-cut difference between artery, vein, and a lymphatic capillary or lymphatic vessel. Am I clear? Yes or no? Now, blood vessels are further divided into capillaries. So this is where they are present in the cell level. Now, lymphatic capillaries also are present, which are there in the cell level. Now listen to me carefully. We are talking about lymph nodes. What are we talking about? Lymph nodes. What are these lymph nodes? So yesterday, while I'm discussing, I have given you a tree. So that same tree, I'm trying to write it again. Okay, that same tree, I'm trying to write it again. Now, I have lymphatic capillaries. I have what, ma? Lymphatic capillaries. Followed by lymphatic capillaries, I have vessels. I have what, ma? Vessels. Followed by vessels, I have nodes. So, lymphatic vessels, lymphatic nodes, followed by, again I have lymphatic vessels. Again I have lymphatic vessels. Now, I have trunks. Followed by ducts. Followed by subclavian veins. So, we have finished about the capillaries. Yes or no? Yes, we have finished about the vessels. Yes or no? Yes, I told you what are lymphatic vessels. Yes or no? So capillaries are further extended as lymphatic vessels. Capillaries are further extended as lymphatic vessels. Yesterday I have shown you one diagram. So where the lymph nodes are present, they are present near the thigh region, they are present near the axillary region, they are present near the neck region. Yes or no? Yes, have anybody have palpated yesterday? I told you to check. Yes or no? No. Okay, most of you have forgotten it, I know. But today, at least now, you just try to palpate and see. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. I have to discuss today about the lymphatic nodes. I have to discuss about the lymph nodes. So these are nothing but the lymph nodes. Now, how many types of lymph nodes are present? How many types of lymph nodes are present? Now, I have starting from head to down. I am trying to come from head to down. So first one is cervical nodes. First one is what, ma? Cervical nodes. Now, cervical nodes means where they are present near the head and neck. They are present near the head and neck. What reason it is? Head and neck. Second one, I have thoracic cavity nodes. Thoracic cavity nodes. I'm talking about lymph nodes. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about the lymph nodes. Now, in these lymph nodes, I have cervical nodes. I have thoracic cavity nodes. Thoracic cavity nodes. Next, I have axillary nodes. What do I have? Axillary nodes. Next, I have supratrochlear nodes. Supratrochlear nodes. Next, I have abdominal nodes. I have abdominal nodes. Next, I have this we have a femoral site also. I have shown you near the thigh region, groin region. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Now listen to me. Types of nodes. These are the different types of nodes which are present in the body. These are the type of nodes which are present in the body. Now listen to me. So I have inguinal nodes. What kind of nodes, ma? Inguinal nodes. So these are different types of nodes which are present in the body. These are different types of nodes which are present in the body. Now, what is the shape? So these are small, round and oval shape. These are small, round and oval shape. These are small, round and oval shape. Now, located along the pathways of lymph vessels. Located around the pathways of lymph vessels. Located around the pathways of lymph. So lymph vessels. What ma? Lymph vessels. These are located around the pathways of lymph vessels. So these are the lymph vessels which are coming and joining to a lymph node. Which are coming and joining to a lymph node. Now, typically found in clusters. Typically found in clusters. Clusters means what? Clusters means what? So typically found in cluster and clusters means nothing but, do you know grapes? Do you know grape? So grapes are in cluster shape. Grapes are in similarly your nodes are also will be like clusters. So at a place there are so many nodes which are bind together and sitting. There are so many nodes which are bind together and sitting. Am I clear? Yes or no? Next, receives lymph from many body regions. Receives lymph from many body regions. What do they receive? They receive lymph from many body regions. Next, lymph nodes are also found individually throughout the body tissues. So these are also found individually throughout the body tissues. These are lymph nodes are also found individually throughout the body tissues. Throughout the tissues. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now listen to me carefully. So if something is bringing towards the lymph node, there has to be a name. So what I said, from lymphatic capillaries it is coming to lymphatic vessels. From lymphatic vessels it is coming to lymphatic nodes. From lymphatic nodes it is again going to lymphatic vessels. Now what are the lymphatic vessels called which are bringing towards the node? What type of vessels are taking away from the node? Am I clear? Somebody is bringing to the lymph node and somebody has to take the lymph from the lymph node to where? To the trunks. Yes or no? From capillaries, the vessels which are bringing the vessels which are bringing towards the lymph node are called as afferent lymphatic vessels. What they call? Afferent lymphatic. Now look at this picture. Now it is bringing towards the lymph node. So these are afferent lymphatic These are afferent lymphatic vessels. What they are called, ma? Afferent lymphatic vessels. These are called as afferent lymphatic vessels. Afferent lymphatic vessels. Now, the vessels which are taking away towards the trunks, the vessels which were taking the lymph away towards the trunk, away from lymph node towards the trunk. So they brought till here. So these are called as afferent vessels. These are called as afferent vessels. Now they are taking to the trunks. These are taking away from the lymph node. So these are called as efferent lymphatic vessels. So we have afferent lymphatic vessels, efferent lymphatic vessels. We have afferent lymphatic vessels and efferent lymphatic vessels. Now, this lymph node is covered by membrane, which is called as this membrane, which it is covering the lymph node, is called as capsule. What it is called, ma? Capsule. The membrane which is covering the lymph node is called as capsule. It's called as what, ma? Capsule. Now, did you understood? What is afferent? What is afferent? What is afferent? Bringing towards the nodes. What is efferent? Now, from the capsule, what, ma? From the capsule, they have a projection into the lymph node like this. These projections are called as trabeculæ. These projections are called as trabeculæ. These are called as trabeculæ. Trabeculæ. Now this has the shape. When you think about this shape is exactly resembles like a small kidney. It resembles like a small kidney. Now look at Rima. Now this particular I want to draw this again. If there is no problem, I want to draw this again. Okay, this picture, whatever I'm drawing. So listen carefully. Okay. Now the shape is coming like this. So here, what are taking away are what type of vessels? efferent vessels. What they are called as efferent vessels. So we have efferent lymph vessel. We have what ma? Efferent lymph vessel. We have efferent lymph vessel. Now whatever this is there, this is capsule. Whatever this is there, this is capsule. So I have capsule in place. I have capsule in place. Now this is efferent vessel. This is what ma? Efferent vessel. Now along with the efferent vessel, there are other types of vessels which are coming inside. So we have arterial supply, we have vein supply to the lymph node. We have arterial supply, we have vein supply. So these are blood vessels. These are the blood vessels. So like this they will enter. So whatever the blue part you think it as a vein, whatever the yellow part you think is as an artery. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes or no? Next, what is this? Is what we are discussing. We are discussing the structure of a lymph node. We are discussing the structure of a lymph node. Now, these lymph nodes are having special type of cells. These are having even lymphoid follicles. These are even having lymphoid follicles. So, like this, they have. So these are having a particular centers which are called as germinal centers. What these are called as? Germinal. These are called as germinal centers. These are called as germinal centers. And now listen to me. The space between the what? The space between the two germinal centers. The space between the two germinal centers is called as a cortical sinus. This is called as cortical sinus. This is called as cortical sinus. This is called as what ma? Cortical sinus. So there is a place which is called as medullary sinus. There is a space which is called as medullary sinus. Now, look at me. This is efferent lymphatic vessel. This is efferent lymphatic vessel. Now, this is vein. These are blood vessels, vein and artery respectively. Vein and artery respectively. Now, this is the outer layer is called as capsule. Outer layer is called as capsule. Now, it has a cell-like projection inside again. So, the space between these two cells is cortical sinus. The space between these two cells is cortical sinus. And how this space is coming means, you look at this picture. Okay. Like this when it comes, so this is how they are attached together. This is how they are attached together. This is how the structure will differ. This is how the structure will differ. Now, each is having German. Am I clear? Each is having German. Now, if the space between these two cells is called as a cortical sinus, this space is called as medullary sinus. This space is called as medullary sinus. Am I clear? Am I clear? Now, what these blood vessels will do? What these blood vessels will do? Now, these blood vessels will angle, will come and they are spread evenly along with the German germinal center. They are spread around the germinal center. They are spread around the germinal center. This is the structure of a lymph node. This is the structure of a lymph node. Now, lymph nodes are having blood supply or not? Yes or no? Now these are having special type of structures which are called as germinal centers. These are having special structures which are called as germinal centers. The space between these two germinal centers is called as cortical sinus, and here in front it is called as medullary sinus. It is called as medullary sinus. Now it has efferent lymphatic vessel, afferent lymphatic vessel, efferent lymphatic vessel, afferent lymphatic vessel. Am I clear? Okay. Draw చేసుకున్నారా? I'll share the PDF. You will understand. Okay. Now, how this germinal center, what you call it, evolve? How this germinal center will? Now here we have so this every cell is supplied by a medullary cord. Every cell is supplied by a medullary cord. Every cell is supplied by what, ma? Medullary cord. These medullary cords. Now here we have in this particular cell we have one space which is called as paracortical area. We have one space which is called as paracortical area. This paracortical area is a this. We have in every cell we have two types of areas. One is paracortical area, one is primary lymphoid follicle. Primary lymphoid follicle. This primary lymphoid follicle will develop and become secondary lymphoid follicle. Will develop and become what, ma? Secondary lymphoid follicle. This secondary lymphoid follicle will become germinal center. This germinal center is engulfed by the artery and vein supply. Artery and vein supply. Now listen, very easy, don't get confusion. I'll just try to put on a diagram. Don't get confused, I'll put on a diagram. Now everybody look at me. So I am discussing about structure of a lymphoid capsule. I'm discussing about structure of a lymphoid node. Lymphoid node. Now this node is starting like this. This one is efferent lymphatic vessel. This one is what, ma? Efferent lymphatic vessel. Now this efferent lymphatic vessel is connected to a capsule. Is connected to a capsule. Is connected to what, ma? Capsule. So this particular thing is called as capsule. So can I label it as capsule? Yes, sir. Capsule. Now this capsule, now this efferent, whatever the efferent lymphatic vessel, this efferent lymphatic vessel. So how can I say this is lymphatic vessel? Means this has valves. This has what, ma? Valves. Am I clear? This has valves. Now this is further extended as medullary sinus. This is further extended as what, ma? Medullary sinus. Medullary sinus. Now this medullary sinus has projections which are called as medullary cords. So this is medullary sinus. These are medullary cords. These are medullary cords. Yes or no? Now these medullary cords are like this. Okay. Now like this they are present. These medullary cords are into the primary cortical areas. These are into the primary cortical area. Now listen to me. This is how it is separated. This is how it is separated. Okay. Now paracortical area, primary lymphoid follicle. So we have paracortical area followed by primary lymphoid follicle, followed by primary lymphoid follicle. Now, so similarly, I have one more medullary projection here, medullary cord. I have one more medullary cord, and this medullary cord, each medullary cord is having each type of cell, one type of cell around it, like this. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So how these cells are equipped with means this efferent. This is efferent. This is what ma? Efferent. This is efferent. Now, since this is efferent, these cells are connected to the medullary sinus. Yes or no?
Yes.
From medullary sinus, the fluid is drawn into efferent. From efferent, they directly enter into this particular cell. They directly enter into this particular cell. So how they are entering means like this they enter. Like this they enter, and they are around this. Am I clear? Okay. So these are called as efferent lymphatic vessels. These are called as efferent lymphatic vessels. These are called as efferent lymphatic vessels. Now, these efferent lymphatic vessels will bring the lymph into the lymph node. Will bring the lymph into the lymph. Lymph means nothing but lymphatic fluid. Lymph means nothing but lymphatic fluid. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now, followed by. So we have. So here, this primary lymphoid follicle will develop. How it will develop means it will develop into a secondary lymphoid follicle. Will develop into a secondary lymphoid follicle. Will develop into what ma? Secondary lymphoid follicle. So this primary lymphoid follicle is now converted into secondary lymphoid follicle. Secondary lymphoid follicle. Now, this secondary lymphoid follicle will further divide into germinal center. What it is? Germinal. Germinal center. Now, the space between these two cells is called as cortical sinus. So now we have towards the last we have blood supply. Around the germinal follicle, around the germinal follicle. This is the structure of a lymph node. This is the structure of a lymph node. This is for understanding purpose. Okay, this is a graphical representation, but in actual it will differ little bit. In actual it will differ But I want you to understand the parts and the structure. That's why I have given it again. Okay, am I clear? There is a process. I will show you that. This one, paracortical area. Paracortical area. Paracortical area. Next class. No. Yes or no? Yes or no? Huh? చదవలేదు సార్ అంటే ఊరుకోండి సార్. Finish? Now, lymph node. What are the features? Okay, features of a lymph node. These are bean-shaped bodies. Now the shape is bean-shaped or not? The shape is bean-shaped. Next, with afferent vessels entering and efferent vessels taking out. Now the junction which is there between the efferent vessel and the lymph node is called as hilus. Is called as what ma? Hilus. Is called as what ma? Hilus. Now arranged in groups along the blood vessel or the flexural side of the joint. Arranged in groups along the blood vessel. Arranged in groups along the blood vessel or flexural side of the joint. Flexural, F-L-E-X-U-R-A-L, flexural side of the joint. Now they are divided into two types. These are divided into two types. First one is superficial group, second one is deep group. Superficial group and deep group. Now, one more point. Regional lymph node is the lymph node. Regional lymph node is the lymph node where the lymph of the organ or part of the body drainage to firstly Firstly. Now listen to me carefully. So what is this regional lymph drainage? So the node where the lymph of the organ or the part of the body drainage to firstly. So here listen to me. So we have, when I'm discussing you, I said we have a duct, yes or no? Yes. We have a node, yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, we have a trunk, yes or no? Yes, now listen to me. Now you take a mammary gland. You take what, ma? Mammary gland. So now you're thinking about the breast of a mother. We are thinking about the breast of a. So from breast of a mother, how it is coming means, so whatever the lymphatic capillaries are coming, whatever the lymphatic capillaries are coming, they will first come and meet at a node. They will first come and meet at a node. This node is called as sentinel lymph node. Sentinel lymph. What it is called as? It is called as sentinel lymph. Now, what are sentinel lymph nodes? Means you take a part of the body. Now, for example, this is the mammary gland. This is the mammary gland. So breast. So we have nipple here. We have nipple here. Followed by what do we have actually? We have ducts. Mammary gland ducts. Okay, not our lymphatic duct. Okay. Now listen to me carefully. Now we have lymphatic capillaries. We have lymphatic capillaries which are coming out of the mammary gland. Which are coming out of the mammary. Now all these lymphatic capillaries will come and meet at a node. This node is called as sentinel node. This node is called as sentinel node. Am I clear? Am I clear? The first node which is forming at the and here, regional lymph node is the lymph of an organ or part of a body drainage to first. What it is called? It is called as sentinel lymph node. It is called as sentinel lymph node. So this is about your lymph node. This is about your lymph node. Now we'll discuss about the spleen. We'll discuss about the spleen. Okay, what is the when I'm discussing about organs, I told you there are primary lymphatic organs and secondary lymphatic organs. So first I have discussed the secondary lymphatic organ. First one, that is lymph node. That is what, ma? Lymph node. Now I'm discussing about spleen. I'm discussing about what, ma? Spleen. Now location of spleen. Location of spleen. Location of spleen. Left epigastric region. Left epigastric region. Left epigastric region. Left epigastric region. Between 9th to 11th rib. Between 9th to 11th rib, in line of 10th rib. Between 9th to 11th rib, in line of 10th rib. Did you wrote? Now, it is the largest lymphatic organ in the body. What is the largest lymphatic organ in the body? Spleen. Spleen is the largest lymphatic organ in the body. Spleen is the largest lymphatic organ in the body. And it can vary considerably in size and weight. In size and weight. In size and weight. Now, if you turn your pages to page number 5.6. Page number 5.6. There we have lymph node. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now I told you we have paracortical area. We have paracortical area and we have primary. We have primary lymphoid. Primary lymphoid. Now what is exactly happening here means here what are there in this medullary macrophages and lymphocytes. So in paracortical area, we have medullary macrophages and lymphocytes. We have medullary, macrophages and lymphocytes. Macrophages and lymphocytes. So now this medullary area is when it is coming little further down, when secondary lymphatic follicle is formed. When secondary lymphatic follicle is formed, this down area is containing T lymphocytes. This down area is containing what, ma? T lymphocytes. And the outer region, what are the secondary follicle is formed, is containing B lymphocytes. Is containing what, ma? B lymphocytes. So we have T lymphocytes as well as B lymphocytes. And this one, germinal center. What are the germinal center? I am saying this area is also containing B lymphocytes. So we have T lymphocytes in paracortical area. We have B lymphocytes in the germinal area. We have B lymphocytes in the germinal area. We have B lymphocytes in the germinal area. So this is how the lymphatic production is happening. This is how the lymphatic production is happening. Next, we discussed about lymphatic. Now turn your pages to 5.10. 5.10. 5.10. Now, what is the shape of a lymphatic vessel? It is a wedge shape. What it is, ma? Wedge shape. Now, it is lying between the fundus of the stomach and diaphragm. It is lying between the fundus of the stomach and diaphragm. Where it is lying? Fundus of the stomach and diaphragm. Now, it is tetrahedral in shape. It is soft, highly vascular, and dark purple in color. What is the color of spleen? Dark purple. What is the color of spleen? Dark purple. What is the shape of spleen? Wedge shape. What is the shape of spleen? Wedge shape. Now, what is the thickness? Means 1 inch to 3 inches. What is the thickness, ma? 1 inch to 3 inches. Now, see here it is giving us, they are saying spleen is about 1 inch to 3 inches and 5 inches long. 5 inches long. 5 inches. Now in lengthwise it is 5 inches in long. In thickness wise it is 1 to 3 inches. Thickness wise it is 1 to 3 inches. Now what is the weight? Approximately it is about 200 grams. Approximately it is about 200 grams. Now where it is located means in between the 9th to 11th. In between the 9th to 11th. Now spleen is not palpable. Spleen is what, ma? Not palpable. It plays important role in immune response. What it plays? Important role in immune response. Now listen to me. Now, central material consists of splenic pulp, red pulp, and white pulp. Now, I have a picture in my laptop, but unfortunately, I cannot show you over here. Now, if you look at this diagram, can I erase this? Yes or no? Now, when you look it in a microscope, these are the structures that you can find. These are the structures that we can find. Now, generally the cell is like this. I don't know how far it is visible to you. So this is called as trabeculae. This is called as what, ma? Trabeculae. This is called as trabeculae. Now this area is filled with a particular pulp which is called as red pulp. This is called as red pulp. This is called as red pulp. Now we have central artery in splenic nodule. What we have, ma? Central in the splenic nodule. So how this central artery is located inside? That's why if it, I would have clearly shown you the picture. So this entire cell is filled with the red pulp. Entire cell is filled with what, ma? Red pulp. So similarly, you imagine one structure here. Imagine one kind of structure here. That structure is nothing but this particular. Now, whatever the white matter you are seeing, this particular white cells are white pulp in this splenic nodule. White pulp. What? White pulp. What it is? White pulp. So you have a red pulp, you have a white pulp, you have trabeculum and tuberculum, and the structure which is supporting it is the structure which is supporting the spleen is capsule. What it is, ma? Capsule. This is the capsule. And this is the central artery in splenic nodule. Central artery in splenic nodule. So this is the image which you can see. This is the image which you can see in the microscope. In the microscope. Am I clear? Am I clear? So this is how your spleen exactly look. It has red pulp, it has white pulp, it has central artery in splenic nodule, it has a capsule which is surrounding the spleen. And it is the largest lymphatic organ. What it is, ma? It is the largest lymphatic organ. It is the largest lymphatic organ. Now, please. No problem. Okay. Now, listen to me. Red pulp is most suffused with blood. Whatever the red pulp you are seeing, the color is because it is suffused with the blood. It is suffused with the blood. It is suffused with the. What are the relations of spleen? What are the relations of spleen? Now, spleen ke anterior we have organs, posteriorly we have. Now, why I did not discuss about lymphatic nodules means I have discussed only about cisterna chyli. I said about cisterna chyli or not? Yes. So where it is present, junction, how it is, because that is a particular structure which has to be noted down. Now, this spleen is also an organ. This spleen is also, and this spleen is particularly in shape, and it is the largest lymphatic vessel, lymphatic organ. It is the largest lymphatic organ. So when you are discussing spleen, completely different organ they are mentioning. So we should know about the anatomy of the spleen. Now, what is the shape of a spleen? Wedge shape. What is the shape of a spleen? Wedge shape. Now, what is the size of a spleen? It is 1 to 3 in diameter and 5 inches in length. 5 inches in length. Okay. Next, what is the weight? 200 grams. What is the color? Dark purple. Now, why dark purple means it has white pulp as well as red pulp. And this white pulp and red pulp, they mix together and they resemble like a dark purple in color. They resemble us in dark purple in color. Am I clear? They resemble us in dark purple color. Now listen. Now, what are the relations? What are the relations? Now, we have to think superiorly. Who is present or means diaphragm is present. Who is present? Diaphragm. Superiorly, who is present? Diaphragm. Now, inferiorly, left colic flexure of large intestine. Left colic flexure of large intestine. Anteriorly, fundus of the stomach. Anteriorly, what do we have? Fundus of the stomach. Now, medially, we have pancreas and kidney. We have pancreas and left kidney. Did you understood? Did you understood? Yes or no? Now, what are the anteriorly? What is present? Fundus. Now, spleen is sitting like this. Spleen is sitting like this. Now, fundus of the stomach is coming and covering like this. Now, medially, pancreas is coming and covering like this. From left side, we have kidney and we have pancreas. Left kidney and pancreas. Now, anteriorly, what is present? Fundus of. Medially, what is present? Pancreas and left kidney. Superiorly, what is present? Diaphragm. Who is sitting above? Diaphragm is sitting out. Now, inferiorly, what is present? Left colic flexure of large intestine. Left colic flexure of large intestine. So, this is the relations of the spleen. These are the relations of the spleen. Now, we have to think about the arteries. And so, now we have anterior end is expanded and posterior end is rounded. Anterior end is expanded అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి? ఇప్పుడు spleen ఉంది కదమ్మా. So you have a spleen. Spleen anterior end is extended and posterior end is round. This is and this is posterior. This is anterior. Now, what are the borders? What are the borders? So we have three borders. We have three borders. Now we have superior border. We have superior border. We have interior border. We have intermediate border. So we have superior border, we have inferior border, and we have intermediate border. Near the anterior, superior side, a notch is there near the anterior end. Next, inferior border is rounded. Inferior border is rounded. And intermediate border is also rounded. Intermediate border is also rounded. Now, what are the surfaces? What are the surfaces? Now, diaphragmatic surface is convex and smooth. Diaphragmatic surface is convex and smooth. Visceral surface is concave and irregular. Visceral surface is concave and irregular. Now, why I am saying diaphragmatic surface? You need to think. You need to think. Now, it is saying convex. It is saying what, ma? Convex. Now, convex means like this. Convex means. So, what is happening there? The spleen is anterior to the spleen. Superior to the spleen, we have diaphragm. Superior to the spleen, what do we have? Diaphragm. Now, diaphragm is sitting on the spleen. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Yes or no? Yes. So, how the shape is means the shape is convex and smooth. Convex and smooth. Visceral surface is concave and irregular. Concave and irregular. Now, it consists of gastric, renal, colic, and pancreatic impression. What na? Gastric, renal, colic, and pancreatic. Why I am saying gastric, renal, colic, and pancreatic infection means inferiorly who is there? Amma? Left colic flexure. Large intestine. That means that's the reason. What impression it has? Colic impression. What impression is has? Colic impression. Next, what do we have? Renal. So medially, who are present? Pancreas is present. Left kidney is present. So that's the reason we have renal impression. That's the reason we have renal impression. Now pancreas is present. That's why we have pancreatic impression. Pancreatic impression. Next, Amma. So we have gastric, colic, pancreatic. Now, hilum lies in the medial part. What is the hilum? When I am discussing about the lymph node, I have mentioned what is hilum, where the efferent vessel is coming out, junction between the efferent vessel and the lymph node. Yes or no? Junction between the efferent vessel and the lymph node is called as hilus. Is called as what, ma? Hilus. Now, this hilus is where the artery and vein are entering. This hilus is the place where artery and vein are entering into the lymph node. Now, spleen is a lymphatic organ or not? Yes, sir. So it has efferent as well as afferent. Efferent lymphatic vessels, afferent lymphatic vessels. So it has splenic artery, splenic vein, splenic nerve. Artery supplies the oxygenated blood. Vein supplies the deoxygenated, takes the deoxygenated blood, and nerves will give the nerve supply. Nerves will give what, ma? Nerve supply. Nerve supply means electrical impulse, signaling system. What system? Signaling system. What are the functions of spleen? What are the functions of spleen? The first function is phagocytosis. What is, ma? First function is phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? What is phagocytosis? So phagocytosis means old and abnormal erythrocytes are destroyed in the spleen. How they are destroyed? Old erythrocytes. Old erythrocytes. Now what are erythrocytes? Blood enti. WBC. RBC. What are erythrocytes? RBC. Red blood cells. What are these erythrocytes called as? Red blood cells. So red blood cells are destroyed in what area? Spleen. They are destroyed in spleen. Now they break down the products of bilirubin and iron and transport to liver via splenic and portal veins. Now what is happening means, what are the erythrocytes that are coming? They are broken down into two types. They are broken down into two types. What first one is bilirubin. First one is what, ma? Bilirubin. Second one is iron. Second one is what, ma? Iron. Now, when you look at the blood vessel, when you look at the RBC is having hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Now, globin is separated. Heme is separated. Globulin is separated, heme is separated. Do you understand my point? So iron. So that is how the iron is coming out. Fe kavala with the formation of RBC lo. Iron kavala with the. So that is how they are separated, and they are transported to liver. They are transported to liver. Through which means portal veins. Through which means portal veins. Other cellular materials like. What are the other cellular materials? We have leukocytes, platelets, microbes, that is phagocytosed in spleen. Unlike lymph nodes, the spleen has afferent lymphatics entering into it, so it is not exposed to diseases by the lymph. Diseases by the lymph. Now, what is happening here? What exactly happening is, this spleen is destroying the blood cells. What blood cells? RBC. Not the regular RBC. The RBC which are old. The RBC which are old. So they cannot survive further. RBC cannot survive further. So what they are doing? They are breaking down the excess RBC, not excess RBC, which is expired. RBC which is expired. So they are breaking the RBC which is expired. What is the lifespan? Approximately 120 days. What is the lifespan? 120 days. So, what will happen to the blood after 120 days? They have to get broken down. Yes or no? Yes, now, sir. This our body is a beautiful system. Nothing is wasted in the body. Nothing is wasted in the body. whatever the broken down particles are there, again they are sent for recycling purpose. They're sent for recycling purpose. Iron will go again and help in the formation of new RBC in bone marrow. Iron will go again and help in the formation of new RBC in the bone. And whatever the remaining material is there, this remaining material is converted into bilirubin. It's converted into bilirubin. So anything is being wasted? Nothing is being wasted. So that is how beautifully the body is designed. That is how beautifully the body is designed. Everything is going for recycling. Everything is going for what, ma? Recycling. Now listen. Now bilirubin and iron are transported to liver. Bilirubin and iron are transported to liver. Now listen. We have other thing. Platelets and microbes is phagocytized in the spleen. Platelets and microbes. Phagocytes. That means, listen, now whatever the microbes that are entering into your body, these are also phagocytized in the spleen. These are also destroyed in the spleen. These are also destroyed in the spleen. Now, the other thing is, the spleen has no afferent lymphatics. No afferent lymphatics. The spleen has no afferent lymphatics. Afferent ante? It has no afferent lymphatics. Nothing is bringing towards the lymphatics. Nothing is bringing towards the lymph. Then what is bringing? Veins are bringing. What are bringing? Veins are bringing. It has a splenic artery. It has splenic vein. It has splenic artery and splenic vein. Yes or no? Yes or no? So these are what are the lymphatic vessels that are picking up these microbes and all. They are entering the spleen through the venous blood. They are entering the spleen through the venous blood, and they get phagocytized there, and the remaining part is transported to liver via spleen, via veins again, via portal veins, So I'll explain you clearly with a clear image how the system is going on. With an animated video, I'll explain. Okay, so when we will get the screen back? Tuesday we will get it. Okay. Now, what is another function? Storage of blood. What is another function? Storage of blood. Now, spleen contains up to 300 ml of blood. In response to sympathetic stimulation, can rapidly return most of this volume to blood circulation. So what it is containing? It is containing approximately 350 ml of blood. 350 ml of blood. Now, when there is any kind of blood loss in the body, now the blood has to be replaced or not? Yes. The blood has to be replaced. If any hemorrhage is happening, if anything got cut to your body, what will happen? It will bleed. What will happen? It will bleed. Now, whatever the lost fluid is there, it is replaced by the spleen. Am I clear? Yes or no? Next, immune response. What, ma? Immune response. Now, it contains T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes, which are activated by the presence of antigens. T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. What are these T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes? Now in WBC we have special type of cells which are called as lymphocytes. They fight against the large variety of bacteria, large variety of viruses in the body. Whenever any foreign antigen is entering into your body, antibodies has to be produced. Yes or no? Now, these T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes, they are the antibodies which go and fight against the antigens which enter. Now, what is an antigen? Nothing but any foreign object which is coming into your body. Any foreign object which is coming into your body. Any microorganism which is entering into your body. I said neutrophils will get activated in acute infection. Basophils, eosinophils, these are activated. So to viruses, some of these cells are responding. To bacteria, some of these cells are responding. What are these T lymphocytes? B lymphocytes. They also fight against the bacteria and virus. They also fight against the bacteria and virus. That is why the lymphatic system is playing a crucial role in your immune mechanism. That is why lymphatic system is playing a crucial role in your immune mechanism. Next one. So infection to the lymphocytes proliferation during the series of infection can cause enlargement of spleen, which is called as splenomegaly. So spleen is generally not palpable. Spleen is generally not palpable. Spleen is generally not palpable. But when you are palpating, if you can feel the spleen, if you can feel the spleen, that means your spleen is inflamed. Your spleen is enlarged, and this enlargement is called as splenomegaly. This enlargement is called as splenomegaly. If splenomegaly is present, that means a serious infection is there in the body. Generally, spleen will not get infected. But if the spleen itself is enlarged, that means an infection is there in your body. Am I clear? Yes or no? Next. Erythropoiesis. What is erythropoiesis? Formation of RBC. Now, spleen and liver are important site of fetal blood cell production, and spleen can also fulfill the function in adults in times of great need. Now, when we are in fetal stage, when we are still in the mother womb. If you are born, you are considered as newborn. Later, after 24 days, you are considered as an infant. But when we are in the mother womb, we are called as fetal. And this spleen and liver, when you are in fetal stage, they make a crucial production in the RBC. They have a crucial role in the production of RBC when you are in fetal stage. Am I clear? Now listen to me. Have you ever thought why the blood group of mother is different, why the blood group of baby is different? Your mother is having A blood group or B blood group, but you come with some other type of blood group. Your mother blood group and your blood group is same. Why? RH factor is one more thing. Next. Now, even when we are in fetal stage, our body will try to produce our own RBC. Am I clear? Yes or no? Yes or no? So our body is trying to produce our own RBC. Who is involved in the production of RBC? Liver and spleen. So this is how the fetal production is taking place. Next. So in adults, sometimes spleen is playing the role in production of RBC when we are in exact need. Generally, bone marrow will take care of it. But if there is any problem in the bone marrow, then spleen also will produce RBC. The spleen also will produce what, ma? RBC. Next, arterial supply. Splenic artery, venous supply, splenic vein and portal vein. Now splenic vein drains into portal veins. Now lymphatic drain. The lymph vessels from the spleen emerge out of the hilum at the end in the splenic node situated near the hilum of the spleen. Nothing. So whatever the splenic vessels are there, efferent vessels are there. What are there? Efferent vessels. Where they are located means they are located near the hilum region. Now, what is this hilum region? The region where the efferent lymphatic vessels are coming out. So we have a medullary sinus. Yes or no? We have a medullary sinus. We have a cortical sinus. Similarly, this spleen is also having the same thing. So near the medullary sinus, we have a particular place which is called as hilus, where the efferent lymphatic vessel is coming and attached. So that is where it drains out. The venous connection is situated. That is where the venous connection is situated. Now splenic plexus, this is the nerve supply. What nerve is supplying the spleen means splenic plexus. What type of nerve? Splenic plexus. So you take break, I'll take thymus gland and I'll finish off. We have two organs remaining, thymus gland and tonsils. After break we'll finish off. Okay, చాలా ఇబ్బందిగా ఉన్నట్టుంది కదా.